Ramil Ganjo, clearly the sensation of the season. Welcome to On BJ's playlist, and thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on the show. I've always watched your show and I love it. Like it's so well done. I'm so
Thank
proud
you.
of being here right now.
Well, first things first, congratulations are in order. Your debut album is out now for everyone to hear. It's been a long, long time in the making, and you have been, periodically putting out a lot of singles. But congratulations are in order. How does it feel now to finally have your much ambitious baby out there for every one of us to hear?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It feels great actually, and it feels kind of empty too because I've been working on those songs tirelessly. And now that they are out, I don't have anything. But yeah, I'm working on some new things as well. So yeah, I'm happy.
But let me begin by asking you this: why did you feel the need to call your album "Khak"? I mean, the term has a very it has a very negative connotation towards it. It's not something that you might want to name your very first body of work with a name like that. So why did you choose "Khak"? I mean, like, what was the idea behind choosing this term as the title for your album?
hmm So throughout my time in Mumbai or throughout the time when while I've been practicing music, um, I've realized that I sort of demolish myself and I build myself again from the ashes that were there of the past basically. So that's why I named this album Khag because this is kind of a rebuilding kind of a phase for myself. So um though the term has a very negative implication, but I think it's the way you look at things. I feel I mean, if you look at khag at from a different perspective, maybe it might mean that you can actually make something out of it, and you have the freedom to build yourself from the scratch up,
When you say you demolished yourself, what are you exactly implying by that? I mean, what was
Mhm.
what sort of a phase were you in when you decided to make this album?
I was going through a rough patch actually when I started writing this album. It was during the COVID time, and I think all of us might be going through some or the other phase in our lives at that time, which wasn't good because we were hearing news of people around us, kind of not being there anymore. So I was going through a very dark phase, and I think I think darkness is kind of important to understand the importance of the brighter side in your life. I feel so. I mean, it's not like exactly demolishing yourself. I feel
Yeah.
it's building yourself up again. You can't actually demolish yourself. You just have to accept whatever you have and just move on with whatever is going on.
I believe I was reading an interview of yours, Ramil, where you said that you are a very shy kid, and it was music that helped you really survive school in a way because you were pretty awkward. You were never one with a lot of friends also back in school, and music was really your respite. So, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm still very introverted. I don't talk much actually, and it's actually great how any art form, I think, be it painting or be it making movies or films or whatever, it actually kind of liberates you and it puts you in a space where you can actually put your expression out there, especially for
Yeah.
people like me. It's kind of liberating because we don't talk much. And and writing poetry is something which I had actually enjoyed earlier as well in my school days. So my my mode of expression is different, but I'm trying to speak out the same things which people speak about, I feel.
Let's look at your earlier inspirations, because I believe you have been hugely inspired by the works of, A.R. Rahman and John Mayer. So how much of their musicality was instrumental in prepping you and, inspiring you as a musician?
Um, I think like my uh I started learning guitar because of like John Mayer, I guess, because I used to listen to him and I was like, oh my God, I want to play like that. I'm still not there yet, but I'm practicing.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Even if we don't, I think it's fine now because I think like every artist has his own sounds. And like it's actually important to start a thing and it doesn't matter. You have to like, you don't exactly have to copy that artist, but in the
Yeah.
way, in the meantime, you actually follow your own thing and you become something else, which is kind of beautiful as well. So I think you always like tend to have inspirations, but I think when you start making that sound out of your comfort zone, you sort of realize that okay, this is me, that was him. And that's when like you become yourself and you start accepting yourself and like you sort of like start creating music which is like for yourself and people like yourself actually. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sorry, I forgot what was your question actually. I just like totally drifted away.
no, so I was asking how much of Rahman sir's music and John Mayer's music, how much have they helped in shaping your approach towards the craft, because you're hugely inspired by their works.
Yeah, I think yeah, it's like I mean, I'm kind of inspired by their work, obviously, but they are greats, like, I mean, they are like unimaginably great. But I think at the same time, I try to find my own thing, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like really important because, I mean, it's not necessary that the thing you like is the thing you want to create.
Yes.
I mean, it's like the thing you want to create might be different from what you like, actually, and it's totally cool. Like, I mean, it's totally, I mean, up to you. So yeah, I've been inspired by them, obviously, but like I think in the meantime, I'm also focusing on like, building my own sound.
So do you remember the first time you broke it to your family, letting them know that, okay, music is my calling. This is
Mhm.
where my passion and my interest lie, and this is what I want to do. And how did they react to it? And, how has it been from there?
So my parents are artists too. My mother's a
Hmm.
painter, my father is a sculptor. So like, I mean, in 10th standard, because everyone was taking these physics, chemistry subjects and whatever. So I went up to my dad. I was like, I wanna do IIT, dad, like, And dad was like,
Oh,
you play your guitar and be happy. You don't have to like, follow follow everyone. And I was like so surprised because I think like he sort of understand what space like, I come from.
which is very
And everything. So
ironical, I
like
must say, and it's just very unlikely of a parent, to like tell, especially in the Indian context of it, like, where everyone
yeah,
else
I know.
around you is pursuing very, very serious
Yeah,
streams, and then suddenly your
yeah.
father has to tell you that, oh, child, it's okay if you want to do music. I mean, it's very unexpected.
Yeah.
So, firstly,
Yeah. And
many,
touch wood,
many.
I'm like so happy to like, be around them and like learn so much from them because I mean I don't think I would have like done this if it wasn't for them actually, like, because I mean, they are beautiful, beautiful parents. I love them so much.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the world is definitely very thankful to Mr. and Mrs. Ganju, because then how else we'll get the kind of music that we are now listening to. I
Okay.
have to say that two of my personal favorites from the album by far are Ghar and Khala. I think the way they
So,
have been lyrically and sonically designed, I don't know, it's very transportive. It has to really make the listener get up and listen to it. There is something
thanks a lot.
very deep about them. So, Ramil, when you are designing these songs, especially at a songwriting level, how
Mhm.
do you look at what, I mean, of course, that this is not a question that most songwriters are very comfortable answering, because everyone has their own set of approaches. Everyone has their own way of looking at how, two and two are pieced together when it comes to writing a verse. So, where do you source your influences, not influences, where do you source your references from? What is it that's going at the back of your mind when you are writing a song?
It's a very good question, actually. I mean, I don't think there's like one particular approach to writing a song. I mean, and I don't believe one can do it consciously, because I mean, it's kind of magical for me. Like, the way I look at it is like one day you get up in the morning and just you sit on the table, a tune comes to you and you write something upon it and it's done. And
Hmm.
some days are like, you keep writing, keep banging your head in your diary or whatever, but it won't come. I mean, it's like it's very weird. I
Yeah,
mean, when it has to happen, it happens. Especially like this writing thing, and I mean, it's not a very technical thing. Like, there's no
yeah.
particular approach which you can actually, for me at least, I don't know. There might be songwriters who are um, who might be following some other route, but for me, it's like, I don't like to influence my writing with any of my worldly behaviors or whatever. So I just I mean, I just write stuff randomly, and yeah, I think it becomes a song someday,
Well, clearly, this is the day and age of singer-songwriters right now. I mean, that's how we're looking at the independent music in India right now, where there are young artists of your kind who are coming from different cities and with completely different tastes and cultures. But clearly, music being the common thread between all of them, it's now clearly an age right now where young artists like you are totally ruling the roost. So if I may have to quickly ask Ramil Ganju, who some of the artists that he follows at leisure, and some of the artists who he enjoys listening to when he's not making music, when he just wants to chill and unwind, and when a playlist of your from your preferred digital streaming app pops up. So who are some of the artists that you've been enjoying, and you recommend that your audiences and your listeners should also like kind of check them out?
Mhm. I am listening to this like really cool artist, Theo Katzman, for now. I'm just obsessing over him because he's so good. And I'll just check my playlist actually, what's on my playlist. I actually listen to random stuff all the time. So
But we're
I
looking
just
at Indian names, FYI.
Indian names, okay. Indian names. I listen to Osho Jain.
Yeah.
He's a really good friend. I love his music. And what else do I listen to in Hindi? Mm, I've been listening to Akansha Sethi a lot actually. She is like really good as well. And I listen to like all these old Amit Trivedi songs because I'm such a huge fan of Amit Trivedi as well. Just
Of course,
FYI.
who is?
Odan and like everything, Kinare and
Yes.
cool stuff. So I think he rose from independent space as well. So I think he has that in his sound, which I actually like absolutely love. So yeah, I listen to him all the time. Yeah, these are the names which are like on my playlist.
Well, lastly, now that Khak is out there for the world to listen to, what are your expectations going forward, and will it be a while now? Would you just want to take this time out to really process all the reception and the acclaim that you'll be getting for your album, hopefully, or are you already on to your next projects?
Um, I think the best part about being a musician, a freelance musician, is that you don't really need a plan. Having no plan is the best plan. So whatever comes up, it's the best like for everyone, I feel.
Well, I wish you all the very best for all the upcoming musical ventures, Ramil. But thank you so much once again for talking to me on VJ's playlist. And
Thanks a lot for having me.
congratulations once again for Khak. And I hope your little baby finds the kind of love and listenership that it duly deserves. But all the very best.
Thanks a lot for having me. I had such a nice time talking to you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.